anyone wants to access the meeting, they would be able to access. Without further ado, I would hand over the controls to the president of MUCM Toastmasters Club, Presentation Masteries 5, Dia Chandani, to do the opening and presidential address. Over to you, Dia.
Thank you very much, Dr. Som. A very good evening to everyone here today. Good evening to Balsams Edutainment, and hello, my fellow MUCM Toastmasters. What an exceptional way to kickstart our Wednesday evening with this joint meeting. Now, we all here know what Toastmasters is and just how positive its impact has been on our lives. Integrity, dedication to excellence, service to the member, and respect to the individual are the core values of the Toastmasters organization. What I would love to include in this very list is friendship and companionship being found here. And a huge thank you to technology today for making that happen all the more better. Here we are connecting across 2 states in a click of a button. And I don't know about all of you, but I sure am excited for this meeting. Bridging the gap between us and making this very meeting possible are 2 key important people, and I would love to take this opportunity to commend them for it. From MUCM, a round of applause to our always exuberant Toastmaster, and well, our grammarian for today, Toastmaster Nashfa. Wonderful. And coming to our second key individual, well, I haven't had the pleasure to meet you yet, but I sure am excited to in the future. I hear you've been incredibly vital in coordinating and planning this whole meeting. A round of applause to the VPE of Balsams Edutainment, Toastmaster Cecilia Nair. With that, I'm looking forward to an exuberant meeting, and I can't wait for what's in store. I'll pass the floor on to Toastmaster of the evening, distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Som. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dia, President of MUCM Toastmasters Club. Today, we have this meeting which has been planned for so long. Somehow the times were not matching because both the clubs have the meeting on the same day, the first and the third Wednesday. So it was a very difficult thing to decide when to have the meeting, how do we have the meeting. Then finally, we decided to have the meeting on a non-first and a third. Well done, Nashfa, for coordinating along with Toastmaster Sushila, as mentioned. So they say, happiness is not by chance. Happiness has to be made by choice. When I saw this quote, I was thinking this is so apt. We always try to blame ourselves or blame somebody for our happiness. But we forget that happiness is something that we have to work for. Happiness can be subjective, but happiness is something that we have to work for. Well, we don't always make the right calls or right decisions every now and then. Having said that, if we do make mistakes, we have to acknowledge. Because acknowledging will help us to move forward, forget about it, and learn from it, and again, be happy. Because if you keep on to those mistakes and pretend, no, nothing's happened, nothing's wrong, then you will definitely have a portion of you thinking about it, and you'll never be happy. So in Toastmasters, it is so apt. We try to do things, we falter. We try to give a speech. Sometimes it's not perfect. We try to evaluate people. Then at the end, was I too harsh? We make mistakes. And this is such a non-judgmental platform where we can safely learn, make mistakes, and get our happiness by choice and not by chance. Even for this joint meeting, we had to create this happy environment of 2 clubs coming together by choice. It did not happen by chance. It needed a lot of preparations. Moving on to the club meeting, I believe everyone here is a Toastmaster and no one's a guest. So I'm sure all of you know about how Toastmasters started, and we are going to be 100 years very soon when TI started in 1924. And 2024 will be 100 years in October 22nd. And we have learned so much. Our club is just 8 years, going to be 8 years old. And I can tell you that people have grown. I have seen students who have come as members and they have grown. I'm sure, like President Soumya had to say during her closing or later, about how Balsans jumped from just a baby club to a great club. We come to the portion of the meeting, and we have 3 areas that we want to talk about. One is the planned speeches. Second one would be the table topic segment. And third, of course, the most important where we learn is the evaluation segment. Before we proceed, let me take the honor of inviting our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster, Stephen Francis. A word about him. He's 24 years in Toastmasters. We just heard that. For those who do, 26, is it?
28.
28 years. Oops, 4 years shortened. Sorry. This, like, if he was a lady and I'm talking about his age, he would have said, yeah, I'm 24. But no, this is Toastmasters duration. He definitely wants, make it 30. Don't make it reduced. 28 years in Toastmasters. I'm sure many of our students were not born by then. So let me welcome our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Stephen, to introduce himself, his role, and also his tag team, that is a timer, our counter, grammarian, and table topic evaluator. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you. It's an honor for me to join the meeting today. My name is Stephen. I am from Personal Development Toastmasters Club, which is based in Seremban. Yeah, it's based in Seremban. And my role today is the general evaluator, in fact, looking at all the areas from the beginning of the meeting right up to the end. But I'm not alone in doing this. I have people who are helping me in the roles. So let me look at the agenda. We have the timekeeper today who's helping me, which is Susila Nair, Toastmaster Susila. She'll be helping me with timers. Yeah. We have the grammarian. That's our Toastmaster Nafsha Hamza. Yes. And we also have the very important role. In our club, we charge 10 cents per hour because we have physical meetings, but the maximum is 1 ringgit. That is the hour counter, Melissa.
Yes, hello.
So this is a team of people that will be helping me with the evaluation. Let's enjoy the meeting, have fun, and see what we can come out and learn something from today's session. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, general evaluator. I was wondering if you could also introduce your team of role players, or else I would do it for you. No
Yeah,
worries.
I think you can. Yeah.
So let me first invite the grammarian. The grammarian is our final year student, and she's a very dynamic and, as our president mentioned, exuberant. You should watch her giving her speeches. Ooh. Presentation Mastery 4, Nashfa Hamza. Could you please tell us about your role and introduce the word of the day as well? Over to you.
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to place close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully for any for their language usage. I'll also take note of any improper use of language, also comment on any outstanding words, phrases, quotes, or sayings. As grammarian, I will also be introducing the word of the day today, which is exuberant. And initially I was planning to use the word exuberant for Dr. Som, but he used it for me. But as we would all agree, Dr. Som started the meeting with a very exuberant personality. Okay, over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much. So watch out, everybody. Please use good words along with the word of the day, exuberant. This is not a use. This one is just mentioned. Next is our timer. Strategic Relationship 3, Sushila Nair. Toastmaster Sushila, could you please introduce your role? Over to you.
Hello, as a timer, I will time the table topics and the evaluations, as well as to make sure every event runs on time according to the agenda. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red virtual backgrounds, which denote specific times remaining. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you very much. Now let me call upon the deadly R counter. But in our club, thankfully, we don't have the 10 cents. Otherwise, we would have become a very, very rich club, knowing the R counters we have. Let's hope we have a good R counter today. Innovative planning for Melissa Fairuz, our R counter. Could you please tell us about your role today?
Greetings, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R counters is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch of pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen to overused words, including and, well, but, like, so, and you know. I will also listen to our filler sounds, including and I will also note when a speaker repeats words or phrases such as I, or this means. At the end of the meeting, I'll report the number of times that each speaker uses these expressions. Thank you, and back to you, G.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Melissa. And finally, a role player. I would like to, that's the Table Topics Evaluator. Presentation Mastery 5, Nathalie Lam. Could you please tell us your role?
Hi, good evening, everyone. As the Table Topics Evaluator, I will evaluate each table topic speaker and the table topic segment. Then I'll give my report when called upon by the General Evaluator. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much. Table Topic Evaluator will come into action during the table topic session, and she will present a report later during the evaluation segment. Moving on, straight, let us plunge into the planned speech segment. If you have noticed, the speakers are and the evaluators are exchanged. The speakers from Balsans will be evaluated by evaluators from MUCM and vice versa. So let me invite the first speaker, Toastmaster Sivakumaran Shivalingam. He is going to present his speech from Effective Coaching. This is level 1, project 3, Introduction to Vocal Variety and Body Language. Let me first call his evaluator, Presentation Mastery 5, Dia Chennani, to read the purpose statement of his project. Over to you, Dia.
Thank you, Dr. Som. Good evening again, and good evening, Toastmasters. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using vocal variety or body language to enhance the speech. I'm looking forward to what you have to say and wish you all the very best.
Thank you very much. Back to me, Dia. Right. Moving on. Let us put our hands together to welcome Sivakumaran Sivalingam with his speech title, Challenges of Becoming a Leader. Challenges of Becoming a Leader, Sivakumaran Sivalingam.
Thank you, Dr. Som. A very good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters from both MUCM and Balsans Edutainment and guests. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. Effective leadership is not about making speeches or being liked. Leadership is defined by results, not attributes. Leadership is about vision and responsibility, not power. Well, those are some popular quotes related to my speech today, challenges of becoming a leader. A leader is someone who inspires passion and motivation in followers. A leader is someone with a vision and the path to realizing it. A leader can be leading a family, a business, an organization, or a team. In fact, all of us in Toastmasters Club are leaders as well, regardless holding any positions or not. The reason I've chosen the topic today is, being active in NGOs and social works, I wish to connect and evaluate how I am managing the challenges while leading the organization. Well, I'm currently the chairman of a national NGO called Persatuan Pembangunan Modal Insan Malaysia. We are involved in developing human capital and assisting the community in various fields like education, youth and women development, disasters relief aids, and many more. Believe me, the journey towards helming the organization have never been easy, full with challenges and obstacles. Every day, we face challenges from all the sides, around every corner, even from within. But every challenge is an opportunity. It's a chance to learn about ourselves, improve our skills, and strengthen the effective leadership. What would be the biggest challenge and probably most persistent source of leadership challenges? It's us. Yes, there are plenty of external forces that can throw obstacles in our path, but most often it's our own doubts, feelings, and ways of reacting to the situations that can create some of the biggest hurdles in leadership. The internal leadership challenges we are all likely to face are overcoming fear, dealing with stress and anxiety, and being vulnerable. Not much can get into the way of leading, making good decisions, and making our organization forward like fear. Fear of the changes that are bound to happen, how we are going to handle them, and how our team is going to react towards them. The fear of making wrong decisions. Fear is the basic human instinct, and no leader is immune to it. What we can do is recognize it, own it, and deal with it effectively. Next, anxiety can itself be a significant challenge to our leadership. The fear, the self-doubt, the cascade of problems and expectations that leaders often face, it can all add up to a level of stress that puts our ability to lead in danger. It's tough to stay focused. That's why it can be so valuable for leaders to learn more about how we react to stress and avoid the pitfalls of the leadership that happen when anxiety goes unchecked. Vulnerability is closely tied to humility, and it's equally important to good leadership. It takes a lot of courage to say, yes, I was wrong, and to admit our mistakes, ask for feedback, and learn from criticisms. If we are not able to ask for help, it can be a major hurdle to effective leadership. Great leaders take the challenge to be vulnerable, own it, and live it. Fellow Toastmasters, it's not only internal challenges that we face as a leader. Some leadership challenges come down to a variety of skills it takes to lead effectively. But every challenge to our skills and abilities as a leader is an opportunity to take ourselves and our team to the next level. As a leader, it goes with the territory to keep our team focused on the vision and purpose, to inspire them with shared vision and encourage them as we accomplish our goals together. But it isn't always easy. When we are not feeling very inspired ourselves, or we are unsure how things are going to turn out, after all, we are human beings. We are emotional beings with highs and lows, and it's up to the leader to inspire and motivate the team through all those difficult times. Next challenge would be managing. We are talking about constant problem solving, navigating the complexities of interpersonal relationship and handling the team dynamics. All the demands of managing resources well can present a deep challenge for us as leaders. I often face this scenario, especially the funding part, when the pledge fundings from sponsors for programs are delayed and I have to pull the available resources together to complete the programs. It's really a big challenge for me. We have discussed the internal challenges. There are challenges that stretch our skills and abilities, but the challenges that stem from communication tops them all. When there's faulty communication, people will fill in the gaps with their own assumptions and agenda. Communication presents plenty leadership challenges. It's critical for the success of an organization to have alignment with a common vision, purpose, and understanding of what it means to win. And it takes continuous attention and communication to make it happen. Another significant challenge would be conflict. Conflict is part of life. Effective leadership means embracing the fact that conflict has to happen, but there's a way for conflict to be constructive. It means tough conversations. Sometimes it hurts, but conflict can be incredibly healthy for an organization that's willing to grow out of it. It's up to us as the leaders to steer conflict towards productive resolutions. Personally, I faced a lot of conflicts within the team, within my organization during the December 2021 flood relief works on priorities and job delegation. But anyway, all solved amicably. Dear Toastmasters, all the challenges, fears, stresses, and worries we face as leaders, How do we overcome them? Can we? Of course we can. And since the challenges start with us, overcoming them has to start from us as well. The better we are making decisions, the better we can overcome the leadership challenges. When we give ourselves a clear framework for how to make decisions, it's good times in tough times, we'll be able to handle challenges from a position of clarity and choice. We'll be able to proactively deal with leadership challenges because we are already determined how we are going to approach the challenges. Another attribute that helps in becoming leader is exuberance. Yes, the word of the day today. Have you seen people becoming cheerful and lit up because a leader walked in? Everybody looks up to this particular leader because of the charisma and energy this person shines. Enthusiasm, energetic, excitement, liveliness, and cheerfulness are synonyms for exuberance. Exuberant leaders bring the element of passion to their work, and this is contagious, and the whole team becomes positive and passionate about their work. Team members would become enthusiastic and willingly and happily collaborate with such leaders. So, exuberant leaders can easily mobilize teams and motivate them for strategic execution, overcoming any challenges for both the leader and also the team. Leadership is a choice, it's not a rank. We begin by talking about internal leadership challenges. Great leadership always has to start inside our own heart and mind. It's about choosing to look at the needs of others, building up our team, being the torchbearer for our organization's purpose. With leadership like that, no challenge can stop us. Thank you. Back to you, Dr. Som.
Thank you very much. What a lovely speech on leadership. Definitely, there are a couple of things I really took from your speech is that every challenge is an opportunity. True. Unless we are pushed out of comfort zone, we never try to learn. We want to be status quo. Wow. We want to stay in comfort zone. And the second one, of course, like that one, even I learned in John Maxwell as well. A leader, if he is not energetic, he won't be able to inspire his team. Thank you so much for a lovely speech. Moving on to the second speech. The second speech will be given by Dynamic Leadership 5, Lukesh Kathirmati. He's going to be giving his speech from the path Presentation Mastery. His purpose statement is the same as the previous speaker, so we won't go through the purpose statement, but I would like to introduce his evaluator, that is Presentation Mastery 5, Nicole Tay. Nicole, you don't have to read out that because it's the same. So we'll move on directly with the speaker, that is Dynamic Leadership 5, Lukesh Kathirmati, with his speech title, The Lockdown Chronicles. The Lockdown Chronicles, Lukesh Kathirmati. Over to you.
Before I start, can I know if I'm audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Thank
You're
you.
audible and visible.
Now, I want everyone here to go back in time to March 16th, 2020. Do you remember this date? Now, probably do, right? It is the very first week of lockdown, and it was initially supposed to be a 2-week holiday. But little did we all realize that for many of us, myself included, this would spiral into something much bigger than ourselves and something way out of our own control. Hi, everyone. My name is Lokesh, and today I would like to talk about my secondary school life during the lockdown in my speech called The Lockdown Chronicles. Now, it was a 2-week holiday. What's not to like? It's a holiday. Come on. Non-stop sleeping in at odd hours, waking up at odd hours. That's everything that you can do. And it was so fun until my mom came up to me and told me that I needed to start helping out with the housework. So the conversation went something like this. Lokesh, my mom is a little bit shorter than me in real life. So Lokesh, I really need you to start helping out in housework. Can you please just wake up early, wash the porch, wash the dishes, do this, do that. You know what I mean. Can you please do that? So I responded, okay, sure. Looking down just a little bit. Okay, Ma, sure, fine. I will help out, I promise. And I did help out. Doing house chores is horrible. I don't like it. I really don't like it. I don't know why people like to do it, but yes. Now, The 2-week holiday prolonged and things became almost online for every single thing ever. Online classes had started, online tests had started, and tension and stress was all around my household. Which brings me to the first major event that happened. The first ever argument. Now, the first argument had happened somewhere in July, I hazard. It was when I had to do a math test. Now, we all know maths, right? Like, no one likes maths, except for me. I actually love maths. But studying it during the pandemic was crazy tough. So I had my first test. It was online, and I scored 76 out of 100. That is an A minus, ladies and gentlemen. And I was so proud of myself. I was so happy, you know, like for once I had done something that's really crazy, an A minus in a test. So I ran to my mom, Ma, I got A minus in my test. I got 76. Do you know what was her response, ladies and gentlemen? That's it. I know, no, seriously, that's it. Only 76. You know, you could have done so much better, right? Now, maybe looking back, I should have taken it as a joke, but this blew my head off. I've been studying so hard for my parents to feel proud of me. And I thought this was good enough. No, it was not good enough. Not to them, at least. So it blew out of proportion into a huge argument, a yelling match. What do you mean it's not good enough? I did so much work. I put in so much effort. How can you say that this is not enough? Well, what happened to the young Lokesh who was so efficient and diligent in his work? Now here you're getting only 76? It blew out of control. I locked myself in my room for a few days. Barely ate, barely drank, barely slept, nothing but tears flowing out of my eyes. And this was when I realized, distance does make the heart grow fonder, doesn't it? But when we get too close to our family members, things go crazy. I continued studying hard, hoping one day my parents would be proud of me, especially my mother. This was very scary, by the way. My mother just walked in and she just left the room. So, sorry, Ma, but it's the truth. Anyways, somewhere around December 2020, the second major event happened, being in a video where I got to share about my own struggles taking the exam. Now, we all know Form 5 students in Malaysia have to take something called Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia, right? The secondary school exam, which is very, very important to go into college, university, so on and so forth. And I was struggling to study for it, right? A news company called Says Malaysia had reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to be in this video for us? And I was like, sure. Now, I don't want to elaborate too much on it. The video is actually up on YouTube. Just look up Form 5 students share their SPM struggles. It's right there. My face, my much more beautiful face is right there. And I was happy, you know, I got my 15 minutes of fame, but my mom still wasn't happy with me. I thought, you know, being famous would make her feel better, right? No, she got kind of angry actually that I said some stuff that upset her. But I thought I was only talking the truth. Was I not? Who knows? And moving on to a couple of months later, tears, stress, depression, anxiety. I was a very interesting case to many psychologists if I were to be admitted into Tanjung Rambutan Hospital. I had to face my exams at long last. And get this, most of us did not want to do it. Initially, everyone wanted to get it done with as soon as possible. That exuberance when it came to getting the exam done with and over as fast as possible, gone. No longer there. What was there instead? Fear, concern over our own health and our safety. What if we gotten COVID during the exam? It would have been a nightmare for all of us. But then I told myself, you know what? You're going to do it. You're going to wear your mask. You're going to social distance and you're going to do your exam. At the end of the day, did I actually get validation from my mother though? That's the biggest question, right? What if I told you I didn't? I would be lying, actually. I got validation from my mom. She was very happy. I was the one who wasn't too happy about my results, actually, but she was over the moon. So there you have it. A brief overview on how I faced my challenges during the lockdown as a student. Now, I can't say for certain that my life has become better. My mother still holds that same standards to me till today. And frankly, it's tiring, sometimes scary, but I've only learned how to deal with it. Now, can I hope that things in the future do get better for me? A boy can dream, right? What I can do is learn how to better efficiently manage this, and maybe down the way, that exuberance, that pure joy I once felt whenever someone said I have a holiday, maybe somewhere down the line, I will be able to experience that same feeling, the childlike wonder. That joy means a lot to me. Hopefully one day I get to experience that again. But will I do? Only time will tell. Over to you, Toastmaster Evening, Dr. Soam. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Lukesh. Wow. I mean, you really took me down the memory lane, and I could remember the online classes and all that I took, and some of my students are here as well, and how brilliant actor and actresses they were, acting as if network down, especially when a question is asked and the fan is moving behind, which is obvious. And with regards to the Asian parents, oh, please, nowadays, if you become CEO, they said, excuse me, just CEO? See UK. He has become Prime Minister. What are you talking CEO only? The expectations won't stop. So please keep yourself calm and do your best. Moving on to the next speaker. Next speaker will be from MUCM Toastmasters Club. Motivational Strategies 1, Darshan Rive. He would be giving a speech from the Path Motivational Strategies. He's presenting from Level 5, Project 2, Lessons Learned. He will be evaluated by Toastmaster Charles Tenner. So let me call Toastmaster Charles to give the purpose statement of Darshan's speech. Over to you, Charles.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster leading Dr. Soam. The purpose of this project for the member to learn about and apply the skills needed to run a lessons learned meeting and to share some aspect of his leadership experience from the impact of lessons learned meeting. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Charles. Toastmaster Darshan Rive, Motivational Strategies 1, presenting the speech, The Gift of Life. The Gift of Life, Darshan Rive. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Evening. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to ask, is my slides visible to all of you?
Yes, they are, but could you make full screen?
Yes, one moment, please. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right. The gift of life. So, blood. Blood is a beautiful thing that a human being could give to another human being in order to even save their life. Good evening, Toastmasters. I'm Darshan, and I'm here to talk about an issue that is not only affecting our country, but also the world, which is the lack of blood in our blood banks. So before that, I'd like to start on some statistics. So the American Red Cross states that in the United States, someone needs blood every 2 seconds, and it's not better in Malaysia, because similarly, in our own country, there's a severe constraint as only 2.2% of our entire population are donors. Why is it concerning? Because in Malaysia, our blood banks depend solely on a voluntary basis of donors. So if you're voluntarily donating, that's when they have stocks. If not, they don't. So in conjunction with this, all the blood banks, there are a lot of blood banks that are designated each states of all throughout the country, which stores and also distribute bloods to the hospital or to anyone in need. So based on these concerning numbers, these blood banks will be always on the move to do blood donation drives and to increase their stock or their reserve. So in conjunction with this, I have had the opportunity to organize a blood donation drive in my campus, MUCM, on the 26th of January, 2023. So I've chaired this event under a society of my university, which is called SMEMS MUCM, which is also called as the Society of Malaysian Medical Association for Medical Students. So that's the short form is called SMEMS. So under this club, I've organized this event. So I would like to share my experience on organizing it. So first of all, for the task. So as an organizing chair, you are the leader for the whole event. So as a leader, we can't make an event solely by one person. So we have to identify a few key personnel to help you, or also I would like to call them my co-organizers. So I've identified two persons, which is the president of the society and also the vice president of my society. So first, after finding out these key personnel, delegation is the first task of the leader. So upon listing out the task, first one was getting approval. So since it's an event organized in the university, approval is very important, as I have to get a written official approval from the dean of the faculty. So this, I took it up on myself to write up an official letter to get it approved. So upon getting it approved, I had to search for a venue that is suitable for the event. Then, not only that, since it's a university, it's a public university, so we don't own the venue, so we had to book the venue. So otherwise, I've delegated the job of informing or inviting faculties and batches to the vice president of the society. And also, during the event, the key task is to take pictures during the whole event for record purpose. And that was delegated to the president. Also, not only taking pictures, she was also monitoring the whole event to go smoothly. Other than that, preparation of refreshments for the guests, which is the hospital staff, and also I have had help from the student council for publicity. So first of all, I've created a poster. So this poster was sent to official emails of all the students and also the faculty members to let them know about the event. Okay, next, on that day. So on that day, that's the video here. So on that day, the hospital staff came 1 hour earlier to set up the whole set up stations and also the chairs for the blood taking. So if you can see, there's a few chairs set up, tables, and also stations where each table is set up. There's a total of 4 stations till you reach the chair where you take the blood. The first will be the registration station where students will be filling up forms. Next will be the history taking station where upon filling up the form, you will be asked on any prior conditions or disease which will not for you, which you can't, donate. Otherwise, the next will be the blood grouping level and also the doctor's counter where they assess you before donating the blood. So these are the amount of people that came on that day, and also the registration counter was packed. So next, the learning point that I received by being the organizing committee here is to be a leader, one needs to delegate. One cannot just do the whole thing on his own because that will make the event, that will cause failure. Next, organizing with professionals. You can't just say, I want to create an event and make it happen just like that, because since we have to deal with a lot of professionals, we have to follow proper protocols. And for this task, I've had help from our very own counter, which is also Miss Melissa, who was in charge of the student service. She told me precisely to follow this protocol to make this event possible. So thank you so much. And also critical thinking, because in an event like this, anything can happen at any time, and you as the organizer should have the answers to solve it, because everyone's head will be turning to you. So otherwise, this is the whole committee that I had. And I would also like to extend my appreciation to Prof. Dr. Som, who is also the advisor for our society, for his continuous support for anything that we ask for. Thank you so much. And all in all, I would like to leave all of you with a message other than be a leader, take up organizing roles, and donate blood and save lives. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Darshan. Yes, giving blood is something which is very noble and you feel very satisfied. In some countries, actually, after they use the blood, the hospital or the blood bank sends a message to the person who has donated to say thank you very much. I think we should think of doing that also, but it's not in our hands. So well done for making an effort, not just the organizing, and for your learning, those learning points, lovely learning points that you put up, and the nice picture at the end as well. Right. Moving on to the last speaker for the evening. She's one of our newest members, and I would congratulate for your boldness to come for the joint meeting with so many big shots around even the district, and you're going to be evaluated by someone I'm going to introduce in a while. Harshini Naik, she's going to be presenting her level 1 project 2 speech, writing a speech with purpose from Spark Strategic Relationship. And she is going to be evaluated by a heavyweight, and that is District PR Manager. Okay, Harshini, am I making you more stressed? No, she's fine. Distinguished Toastmaster Rathi Priya. Rathi Priya, could you kindly give us the objective of Harshini's speech? Over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Som. Well, Harshini, I'm a very nice person. Don't worry about that. Okay, so Harshini, your purpose, right? The purpose of this project is to learn or review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. So looking forward for an exuberant speech. Thanks, and over to you, Dr. Som.
Thank you very much, Distinguished Toastmaster Rathi Priya. Harshini Naik with a speech title, Happiness, Elusive or Not? Happiness, Elusive or Not? Harshini Naik, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Som. Good evening, everyone. The title of my speech today is Happiness, Elusive or Not? Elusive means difficult to catch or find. I coined this title because sometimes I think happiness may be more elusive than success, money, and prosperity. Even the most richest, successful businessmen fail to achieve happiness. Happiness is very subjective. Some people find happiness even in the littlest of things, like eagerly awaiting for a new novel, watching a movie with a loved one, eating chaat after waiting for it for 6 months, or just receiving an emoji from your best friend. In theory, we all know happiness. We all want to be happy, but we never put the efforts to truly attain it. Even the littlest of things can push our mood down the hill. Oh, there is so much traffic today. Oh, the food at the cafe is not to my taste. Oh, it's raining today, my clothes are going to get wet. But a person who wants to be positive and who wants to be happy, no matter what, will have a different perspective to this. Too much traffic? Oh, let me put on some good Tamil music and vibe to it. Tasteless food at the cafe? At least I have food to fill my stomach. Rainy day? No worries, my clothes will get dry. And oh, what a romantic weather. I feel we can really be happy by mastering the art of being grateful. Grateful for our parents who love and protect us. Grateful for the education we receive that countless of people in this world really yearn for. Grateful for the clothes we don on, shoes we wear, books we read, shelter that we have, and about people who care for us. Just by the simple quality of being grateful, you can really experience utter joy. I learned the true meaning of happiness from a short story I read in 11th grade. It was titled Salvatore, and it says a story about an Italian fisherman who was in love with a girl who had an affluent upbringing. Both of them were madly in love with each other and were soon to be wed. But the law stated that Salvatore had to be enlisted in the army. Salvatore departed sadly, and he traveled the world. He went to China, he went to Vietnam, he went to Taiwan, but he could not shake the feeling of homesickness. Everywhere he went, he compared the mountains to the mountains of his home, and he missed his girl dearly. By a very sick stroke of luck, he contracted a permanent illness. But that did not bother him. All he looked forward to was going back home to his girl. When he returned back home, the girl and her family rejected him, saying that you are an ill man. I can't marry you. My parents don't allow it. And you do not have that much money as well. Salvatore was utterly devastated, but he put a smile on his face and went through with his life. Very soon, a woman of another affluent upbringing fell in love with him. Her name was Asanta. His parents approached Salvatore and said, "This woman is in love with you and she really wants to marry you." Salvatore was skeptical at first, but he was willing to hear the woman out. He went to her, spoke to her, and he decided that he is going to marry her. Salvatore, despite having so many struggles in his life, he put on a brave face. He chose to be happy, and this happiness gave him success and love. Soon, she blessed him with beautiful children. This story really, really stuck with me because life threw one curveball at him after another, but yet he was unwavered in his determination, in his will, and he decided to be happy. So even though I think happiness is elusive, it is something you choose on a daily basis. You choose to be happy. You choose to be accepting of everything life throws at you, and you find your happiness in it. It's simple, really. It's always your choices that define you. I would like to end my speech with a quote from one of my favorite characters, Albus Dumbledore. Happiness can be found even in the darkest of time, if only one remembers to turn on the light. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Harshini. Wow, that's a lovely story. I'm sure like Rati's already got some script ideas, and next time you might see a movie coming out on this in Tamil. Right. Yes, definitely happiness. So thank you again for re-emphasizing the theme of the meeting as well. Yes, we have to work for happiness. It does not land on our lap just like that. Moving on, I would now request the timer to give us a timer report for all the speakers. Over to you, Toastmaster Sushila.
You want me to share the screen or just say it out like that?
Just say it out, the timer
right.
for just the speakers. Thank you.
Okay. All right. For PS Sivakumar, it was 7.49 seconds. PS Lukesh Kadirmati was 7.20 seconds. PS Darshan Rivel was 8.10 seconds. and PS Harshini Naik was 5.24 seconds. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Well, looks like two speakers have gone a bit over time, right? That would be another thing that they can work on. Moving on to the next segment, and this segment is always interesting as well as sometimes nerve-wracking. For that, let me invite the president of Balsan's Edutainment Club, Persuasive Influence 3, Soumya Nair, to take over the session. Over to you, Toastmaster Soumya.
Iyer. Soumya Iyer.
Thank you.
Soumya, did I say Nair?
Yes. I'm
Sorry,
Nair.
Soumya Iyer.
No problem. Soumya is fine. Thanks, Dr. Song. Thank you so much to our Toastmasters of the evening. Allow me to welcome all of you once again. This is a great pleasure to be part of this joint meeting. And as your table topic master of the evening, allow me to just briefly explain what table topics is all about. We are all Toastmasters here. We would have an idea. So let me just put this to you. It's how you can think on your feet. It is an opportunity to test your mind and your creativity. So you're given 2 minutes timer, Susila, if you can show the timing. At 30 seconds, I think it's at, forgive me for this, at 1 minute, we will be putting on the yellow light, the green light, and then at 1 minute, 30 seconds would be the yellow light. And at 2 minutes, when time is up, it would be the red light. You're still given a grace period of 30 seconds. Now, if this was a competition, that's when, if you exceed that 30 seconds, so if it is 2 minutes, 30 seconds, you'll be disqualified. Okay, just for a note. So with that, I would like to encourage each and every one of you to take up these, I'm going to blow the horn a little bit, exciting topics, exuberant topics that I have prepared for you today. So allow me to share the screen before we get started. Yeah. Now, are you able to see this? Have I shared it correctly? Yes?
Still loading.
Oh, still loading? Okay. Let me know when it comes up.
Yes,
Great.
but we can see the next
the
slide.
whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, 1 second. Yeah. Oh, I understand what happened. Sorry, my mistake. How do I close this up? 1 second. Please.
Display setting. Okay. Yeah. Now it should work. Well, it should be still loading, I guess. Yes.
Are you able to see it
fine.
now?
That's fine.
Great. Okay. So the next slide. Anyway, you needed to see the slide. So to remind everyone, our theme is happiness by choice, not by chance. And the word of the day is exuberance. So please do use it generously when you take on the topic. Now, I've got 7 topics here. We'll see whether we have sufficient time. So who would like to be the first to volunteer exuberantly?
Me.
Me, Ilya, is it? Okay.
Hello.
All right, Ilya, great. Now, which number would you like to?
Number 1, please.
Number 1, and there you go, number 1. Life is beautiful. Ilya, life is beautiful. Over to you, Ilya.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, Soumya. Ladies and gentlemen, life is beautiful. Now, when I was young, growing up, I had a fairly pessimistic view of life. I thought life was just going to school, finishing school, you go to the workforce, maybe have a happy family, and then you pass on. However, throughout my journey growing up, I realized that that's not all. You meet people and you share experience between each other, and you get to realize that there is more to life than just sitting down and just repeating the same thing over and over again. Such thing is that perhaps you could go travel. I, for once, travel around the world quite frequently, and not just doing that, meeting people in Toastmasters. One of the best things is that you get to meet people and you get to share experiences with them. You get to explore more of what life truly is. Some of them had gone through some rather difficult points in their life and how they bounce back to it. You get to mimic them, and you also gain so much experience trying to replicate or properly try to move on from such difficulties. And so if I had a chance to come back and replicate this, I could go back to when I was younger. I could sit it down with him and tell him, hey, cheer up. Just because there's some hard points in life doesn't mean that there is no good. So thank you for the topic, and I pass it back to you, Sonia.
Hey, thank you, Elia. Indeed, you've learned, perhaps you're still young, so at a young age that we are not in a hamster wheel. We can choose to get out of it and join Toastmasters for one and gain experiences. Thank you for that, Ilya. Now with that, who would like to be the next volunteer? I'm not able to see everyone, so please shout out so that I will know that.
Nashfa.
Nashfa, okay. Nashfa, welcome. Nashfa, which number would you like?
I would like to go with 2.
2, okay, so we are following a sequence here. All right, number 2. I think being in love with life is the key to eternal youth. I think being in love with life is the key to eternal youth. Nashfa, over to you.
So the very first thing that comes to my mind in terms of reading this phrase is none other than my soon-to-be mother-in-law. She is someone who looks very young for her age. Every time I share pictures with my friends or my cousins, they're like, "How can she even be your mother-in-law? She's good and ready for marriage herself." So spending time with her, I'm pretty close to her. So spending time with her, I try to see what makes her different. And one of which is outstanding in her is her perspective in life. She's always very positive, even if no matter how bad the weather is, no matter what worse circumstances she's in, she's always ready to see the silver lining in the harshest of days. This phrase just speaks her name. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster Samia.
Thank you, Nashfa, and congratulations to you on your coming engagement. Well, and would love to meet your mom-in-law as well. She seems to be an exuberant lady. Thank you for that. And who would like to be our next volunteer? Yeah. Who would like to go next?
I can try.
Who was that? Charles? Was that you? Yeah. Great.
Yes.
Charles.
So
Which number would it be?
Yeah, I'm not following any sequence, but
Okay.
my favorite number is number 3.
Number 3, okay. All right, what does number 3 hold? Pocket full of sunshine. Pocket full of sunshine. Over to you, Charles.
Yeah, to live life by choice, we need to have a pocket full of sunshine. What does it mean by sunshine? You must, number one, stay positive at all times. That is a mindset. Stay positive even though you face any challenges. There's no problem that you cannot solve, but you can solve any problem if you stay positive and let the mind think about solutions. There could be other sunshines that you can have in your pocket. That would be to love. Love yourself. Exuberate the love and the energy that you can bring about to ensure that you live your life by choice, not by chance. It is important that we have this pocket full of sunshine. So number one is stay positive. Two is to love yourself. At the same time, we also need to love others, people that we come in contact with. Choosing the right friends, choosing the right company is also important, because we want to make sure that we grow together with people who can support each other in terms of growing in our life. So living by choice is to make sure that you have a pocket full of sunshine, whatever that you want, whatever good things that you want. Go and enjoy your life as much as possible, but at the same time, also taking responsibility in terms of working hard, making enough money, and having a lot of holidays at the same time. With that, over to you, tabletop master.
Thank you, Charles. I was going, okay, working hard, and then you said having a lot of holidays. Absolutely. Pocket full of sunshine. Thank you. And with that, do we have, let me do a time check. Susila, do we have more time to continue?
Yes, we do.
We do?
Another, yeah. 10 minutes.
Another 10. Oh, excellent. Okay, who would like to go next?
President to president. I think
What's that
Dia can
again?
go. President to
Dia,
president. Yeah.
Great, Dia.
Dr. Som.
Hi, sure.
No,
All right, you
Dia,
can volunteer.
Dia can go. She's good. I haven't heard her for a while.
What number will it be, Dia?
7.
Okay, you broke the sequence. Okay, so number 7. What does it mean? We can't be brave without fear. We can't be brave without fear. Over to you, Dia.
Okay. We can't be brave without fear. I think that applies to everything in life. If we don't face something, how will we know how to counter it, and how will we know how to fight against it and go with it? I think in everything, it's very necessary to face something. In this case, you have to face fear in order to know what it tastes like, in order to know what you're dealing with, and in order to better prepare yourself to deal with it in the future. And only then will you be brave enough and courageous enough to do that. And that works for everything. I think even with the simplest of things, like trying a durian flavored ice cream that I do not understand. I think it's durian season coming up, or I see so many durian things. I will never understand Malaysians' love for durian. As a Malaysian myself, I'm so sorry, but I despise it. But how will I know if I don't like it, if I don't try it? So countless number of times I have given the king of fruits a try, and repeatedly without fail, it has disappointed me all the times. But yet again, I had to be brave with it, and I had to try it to know that I despise it. So I think that's a good thing to apply with everything, whether it's trying durian ice cream, whether it's making a huge decision in your life and you need to be brave enough for it. Face fears, challenge yourself, push yourself to the limit, because only then you'd be courageous enough to take a step and want to do something. That's it from me.
Thank you, Dia. I wasn't a durian lover for the longest time, but I've now even tried durian pancakes. So that's something the next thing you can try, dear. Face the fear. Thank you, dear. And with that, let's go to the next volunteer. Who would like to volunteer next? Or I think Dr. Som, you were asked to be volunteer just now.
No,
Would you
no,
like
this one alternate we are going now. It's Balsan's time.
I see. We can change
I
the
think
pattern.
Stephen wanted to volunteer because he asked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted
Please,
to volunteer. Then I heard that it was the turn of the other club. Number
You
6.
you can break the chain, break the pattern. We all. So please. Stephen.
Number 6.
Number 6. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery. Though today is a gift, that is why it's the present. Yesterday is history. Today is a mystery. Though today is a gift, that is why it's the present. Over to you, Stephen.
Thank you, Toastmaster, table topic master. Have you ever wondered that when you get up in the morning every day, it's a gift that you get up? Because there are a lot of people who are worried about their health. I think a lot of people don't realize how good it is to be awake, to start the day, and worrying about what happened yesterday. In fact, I have a real life story. I was conducting a training yesterday at Sunway Education Group. And when you have a training, you have some people in the group who don't participate. And that's yesterday's history. Worrying about it today, it doesn't matter anymore because it is past, it's finished, it's gone. And tomorrow, we do not know what's going to happen. It's going to be a mystery as well. So if you can live every day as if it's a gift for you, that is being present in your life. Look at what you have. You can breathe, you can eat, you can do things on your own, you can appreciate your family members. I think we are in a place called heaven, especially in Malaysia, where it comes to food and friendship. I think if you list it down, if you list down the things that you are happy about, it's going to be countless. But sadly, what happens, humans, we always look at the negatives. We always look at what happened, we made mistakes earlier in our lives. Don't worry. Look forward for what you are having it today, because every day is a present that we must appreciate life. And every day, at the end of the day, always live to the Almighty to say, thank you for the gift that you have given me today to live happily, and allow me also to give this present to the people around me, to give that positive values, to give that exciting stories. And I also like the earlier topic in terms of how you can make people, especially being a sunshine for people in their lives. With that, thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster, table topic master.
Thank you, Stephen. Indeed, we are in heaven if we choose to see it so, right? It's a choice. And we have so much to be grateful for. So today is a gift. And this experience with all of you is a gift. Thank you. Now, who would like to go next?
How about May? Is she part of Balsan's?
It doesn't matter. We can have a guest as well, right? So who is May? Yes, and May, I think she may be a guest. Would you like to?
Hi.
Hi.
I can try.
Great. Can you have your video on? Could you have your video on?
Hi, can you see me?
Let me see. Yes. Yes. Hi.
Hi.
How do I address you? Yimei, is that okay?
Yeah, Yimei.
Hi, Yimei. Welcome. Now, what number would you like?
Maybe I'll go with 4.
4. Okay, let's see what 4 holds. A sweet escape. A sweet escape. Over to you, Yimi.
Okay. So for me, this phrase is something like you create a space for yourself when, in the face of challenges and adversity, you feel you might not be able to take up. And I don't think a sweet escape is must be somewhere really nice or really beautiful to go. I think a sweet escape can be any space you create yourself whenever you feel like taking a rest or taking a break. For instance, for myself, it's my bedroom. Whenever I feel bad, whenever I don't have a good day, I tend to spend a long night without social media, without phone, without laptop, without iPads, and just lay on my bed and immerse myself in reading. And that's that's a sweet escape for me. And I think that should be the same for everyone. You should find your own space to make it your own sweet escape. Yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Yimi. I think you really hit the nail in the, what did they call it, on the on the head, by saying that, to have our own space, right? And wonderful just to get away from social media, have a book, read, and the bedroom. Thank you for that. Now, do we still have a bit more time, Susila?
Oh, time's up.
Time's up. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay then. Thank you so much, everyone, for participating in the table topic for this evening. Over to you, Dr. Song.
Thank you very much for the lovely table topic segment. And they were really nice quotes and they were so tempting. I was planning to go for it, but time's up. Oh, never mind. Next time I'll go for it. Before we go on for the break and the photography, I would request Toastmaster Sushila to give the timer report for only the table topic speakers. You can just read it out. Thank you.
All right. First speaker, Ilya, it was 1.50. Second speaker, Nashfa, 58 seconds. Third speaker, Charles Tina, 1.50. Fourth speaker, Dia Chandani, 1.37 seconds. Fifth speaker, Stephen Francis, 2.05. And sixth speaker, Ng Yimei, 1.23. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Nicole will do that in just after this. Looks like Nashfa got 2 seconds short. I think she should think of her mother-in-law a bit more and then talk a few more extra seconds. So before we go for the break, we would like to have a quick group picture. And for that, I think Nicole is already ready with her gadgets and cameras to take the screenshot. I would request everyone to on their camera. Harshini, Darshan, Dr. Banu.
Yes, Banu, Yimei. All right. Okay.
Right. Over to you, Nicole, for the picture.
Yes, thank you. All right, look into your camera. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And one more. 1, 2, 3. All right.
No funky pose?
Funky pose. Okay, let's have one funky pose. Okay. Okay, look. Okay, never mind. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We're going to take a quick break now. The break time is given 5 minutes. We'll take a 3 minutes so that 9:20 on the dot we can start. 3 minutes break. See you at 9:20. Welcome back, everybody. We're gonna now enter the area which is definitely gonna improve us, and that is the evaluation segment. Evaluation segment will make us move out of our comfort zone to break the status quo. And for that, let me invite the general evaluator for tonight, distinguished Toastmaster Stephen Francis, to take over this session. Over to you, Toastmaster Stephen.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Good evening, DTM Dr. Som. So we start with the evaluation of the speakers. So can I call upon Toastmaster Dia to give the evaluation for Toastmaster Sivakumaran?
Absolutely. Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Good evening, everyone, again. Now, to Toastmaster Siva, challenges of becoming a leader. Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. After you become a leader, it's about growing others. Just like that, you started off your speech with a few popular quotes that immediately got my attention. You described exactly what a leader was using famous quotes, which I thought was quite brilliant, actually. You shared with us then in which department in your life you are the leader of, and what exactly a role of leader is to you. You shared with us how you are, correct me if I'm wrong, the CEO of Persatuan Pembangunan Mona Lisa, was it? Malaysia? Was that right? Or perhaps I got it wrong.
Persatuan Pembangunan Modal Insan.
That was it. So thank you very much to hear about the work that you do, to tell us and give us an idea about how you act as a leader in your life was something I appreciated. It created a little bit of a picture for me as to what leadership is to you and what it means to you. You shared with us all the highs and the lows of how being a leader makes you feel. You also shared with us the challenges you failed, how you take each challenge into your stride, which I guess is exactly what one is to do, yes? Precisely a leader, in fact. You mentioned something which I really liked. You said we are the biggest obstacles in our own life, and the power to change it lies within our own hands. You spoke about how fear controls a lot of us, how we must let it go, how every opportunity is a challenge to better ourselves. All in all, I think you had immense facts, a lot of good stuff that backed up your whole story of what leadership is and built on that for us. If I may suggest something, I think the content was fantastic. Perhaps if we can have a little bit of vocal variety, because you had such good points, but to enunciate on a few of them, perhaps a change of tone or a change of volume, I think that would greatly impact your speech and add so much to it and just make it from great to exuberantly great. In addition, perhaps, I know we're online, but we shall not let the screen limit us. Perhaps stand up, perhaps move your hands around, do the whole body language thing, act it out. And I am sure all of us would thoroughly enjoy it over here as well. Thank you so much for sharing with us what leadership is to you, for sharing with us the benefits of leadership and how challenging it could be as well. I think I learned a lot from it. And I also did learn a very few quotes today. Quite a few of them were in the speech, which I really appreciated. All in all, a wonderful speech, and I'm looking forward to hear from you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dia.
Thank you, Toastmaster Dia. It was very good, very giving him all the positives. And I like the part where you mentioned about the voice modulation. In fact, that was very good. Modulation of the voice is important. Very, very clear. And you gave him the recommendation for him to improve as well. Thank you. We now go to the second speaker, that is Toastmaster Lukesh. Call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Nicole Tay, to give her evaluation.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. Good evening, Lokesh. As your project is on introduction to vocal variety and body language, I thought it was commendable on your part to conduct a visual and audio check and to present your speech standing up. Firstly, by adjusting your height when you imitate your mother's part of the dialogue, it was an intelligent move. It gave us a better understanding on how your conversation went from your point of view. Now, speaking of conversation, listening to your speech really felt like a conversation. I say this because your body language was purposeful and natural. Now, listening to you share your own personal stories and challenges during the lockdown also sparked on our own challenges during the lockdown. So that kind of brought us down the memory lane too. Well, I could say for my part, it definitely did. Just a humble suggestion from my end to bring your speech to the next level. I would prefer you to maintain or to have eye contact throughout your speech. I noticed you only came closer to the camera and made purposeful eye contact with the camera at the yellow light. Another suggestion would be to also add more facial expression. For example, at the end when you were talking about joy, there was no smile on your face. So to me, it did not feel like you were really happy or exuberant. So perhaps by adding facial expression at moments like this, when you want to portray that emotional connection, it would be better, and also it will bring a better impact to your audience. Now, lastly, you had a really great vocal variety, especially when you're calling out your mom. Okay, this part, ma, ma, ma. The hurried tone and the lower pitch showed us the tension and the hurriedness to tell your mom the news. So that was a great addition. Now, even when you shared the disagreement between yourself and your mom, there was vocal variety present. Now, all in all, I love your speech tonight, and I'm feeling extremely exuberant to hear your future speeches very soon. So all the best, Lokesh. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nicole. Thanks for giving a lot of positive energy to Lokesh. I'm very sure that he's happy in terms of his evaluation. I just have one more point, probably because your speech has a lot of conversation. Pause makes it more effective as well. So that's will be good. Thank you. We go to the next speaker, which is Toastmaster Darshan. Call upon Toastmaster Charles to give his evaluation.
Thank you very much, GE. Good evening, Darshan and fellow Toastmasters. Tonight, Darshan's speech is about his leadership experience gained from a project meeting that he had, which was successfully organized by way of a blood donation. Darshan's choice of relating blood as the greatest gift of life, it is indeed the greatest gift of life. The connection was excellent, and his speech surrounded around his effort to organize the blood donation drive based on the findings of the statistics that he gave in terms of the low blood in the blood bank. The presentation was clear, words spoken had clarity and easy to understand. The pace of the speech was smooth, but a little monotonous, so as to speak, as you were trying to cover the topics, the topics that you had in your slides. But because you're using slides, as an evaluator, I'm not able to see your body language, see your eye contact, and at the same time, was not able to evaluate your engagement, right, with the audience. Although your topic captivated the audience in terms of blood, being the greatest gift of life. But however, I would challenge you, right, and also to move forward at the next level to give a free flow speech without any aids or PowerPoint, right? So that you are able to interact, able to engage, able to captivate the audience, and the audience are all ears with you and enjoying the speech. In closing, a great topic, an excellent speech, and I wish you all the best in your future speeches. With that, thank you very much. Over to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Charles. Just to add a little bit, I would like your voice, very conversational voice, very beautiful. I want to listen to you. Just a few things that I just want to add. When you have slides, try to minimize the number of words, especially the first slide. You had statistics for two, US and Malaysia. Yeah, and secondly, animate. So don't let all the words come out at one go. You have it line by line. Good. Next, we go to the final speaker. That is Hashini. We call upon our DTM Ratipriya to give her evaluation.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, right. Thank you very much to our general evaluator. Okay, right. Hashini, for a moment, I thought I was already in a theatre performance. I know Dr. Som was like, she's already writing down her scripts. So why I'm saying that, I'm a theatre performer and I direct stage plays. So when you were sharing your speech earlier, I actually was listening very carefully. At the same time, I was trying to follow through the journey, So I can see there a lot of enthusiasm in your speech earlier. Your smile, the smile that you put on, that definitely melted everyone. Why? Because see, when you're giving a speech, you want to connect with the audience. So the most important thing is your smile and how you're going to bring down the story. And I truly loved your vocal variety. You're not just like monotone, hi everyone, so this is what happened, and you see when difficult to catch. You had your low pitch, your low pitch, your high pitch, and then when you included dialogues, so that's when really caught my attention. The reason why is that you have actually painted a vivid image of your speech. And definitely I would say it was quite a well-structured speech. And I liked how you were a drama queen, okay? And you ended up with a quote. And I saw in the chat, Soumya also, yes, let's turn on the light. So you have actually pierced through us. So Hashini, you've done an excellent job, but I want you to do better. So I'm just going to give a few room for improvement. Two main things, your eye contact, your body language. And when it comes to eye contact, it's very important for you to look into the camera. Of course, you want to look at the expressions of the members here. I was also watching. So they're very excited listening to you. But for you, why you need to look into the camera like this so they can connect better with the audiences. Most of the time, you are like right to your left and then you're looking up. So you're like wandering and you're like finding points, right? Okay, so try to reduce that a little bit and definitely you'll do a great job. Body language, darling. Actually, see, the thing is that, yeah, you see, when I move, you move, right? So just now you're more into like this, So I could barely see your hand gestures, your move, you're totally cut off. Your gestures, your movements were totally subtle. And more of them like chin up here. So try to move back, like, at least like this. So at least we can see half of your body. So your positioning of your device, your phone or laptop is very important, the camera angle. Even now, I couldn't say perfect, perhaps like this will be better, right? Eye level. So that are 2 points to challenge, right? Of course, you're still picking up your Toastmastering journey. Enjoy it. Maybe for the next one, you can stand up. You know why? When you stand up and speak, the energy level is totally different. And when you put in dialogues, you can have the second character, third character, the positioning. So overall, Hashini, I enjoyed the speech. Thank you so much for the wonderful script, the theater, the movie. Let's work together and create a play. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Since you said that you were a drama, you really did a drama, Rati. And I think the comments that you gave her also perfect, because I also have the same comments that I had. Very good observation. Thank you to all the speech evaluators. Now we call upon the table topic evaluator to give her report on the speakers. Help me to welcome Toastmaster Natalie Lam, PM5, to give her report.
Thank you so much, GE, Distinguished Toastmaster Stephen. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Somya, for such an interesting and fun table topic session. It was so tempting. How I wish I wasn't a TTE so I could participate in this table topic. You were so energetic, so enthusiastic, and welcome everyone warmly before you started the table topic session. You also explained briefly about the table topic segment and the timing so that the guests will know what is table topic. And you prepared slides for a better visual impact for the speakers, and you even encourage the speakers to use the word of the day. The grammarian would be very happy, I believe. Firstly, Toastmaster Ilya, you got the topic "Life is Beautiful." You repeated the quote to give yourself some time to think about what you are going to speak next. You told us about a personal story which we as audience can relate to you very well. You have a very clear and loud voice, and you were really relaxed when you were telling us your speech. Perhaps to further enhance your speech, you would like to work on your vocal variety slightly because your tone was a little down, so that the audience will follow your emotions throughout your speech. Secondly, Toastmaster Nashfa, you got the topic, I think being in love with life is the key to eternal youth. You also share with us your personal story about your mother-in-law, which is very interesting, that will grasp the audience attention easily. You have a very good vocal tone. You increase your tone when you are trying to emphasize things in your speech. To improve your speech, perhaps you would like to add in a take-home message or a lesson at the end of your speech, and try to speak until the green light is on so that you are on time. Our third speaker, Toastmaster Charles, you got the topic Pocketful of Sunshine. You were so calm, so steady when you were speaking. I think you are a very seasoned speaker. Your voice was loud and clear as well, and your body, like you were really relaxed when you're telling your speech, and you included purposeful movement, which made your speech really interesting. You also gave us some take-home messages and included some lessons in your speech, which is good. Perhaps you would like to further enhance your speech by including more variety of tone in your speech. Our fourth speaker, Toastmaster Dia, you got the topic, we can't be brave without fear. You were smart. I think at first you slightly like you do, how to say, like you repeated the quote to give yourself a little time to buffer, to think about what to speak. And you use a very good example to explain your speech, which is the durian flavored ice cream, which I believe everyone here can relate to. You were relaxed, you were comfortable when you are speaking, you have a very good tone, you increase your voice when you are trying to emphasize, and you lower your tone when you're telling us how much you hate the durian. So perhaps you would like to work on your eye movement, because I realized that you were mostly looking down on the screen, and when you're thinking, you are looking up. So maybe you would like to look into the camera for a better audience engagement. Our fifth speaker, Toastmaster Stephen, your topic was the longest. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, though today is a gift, that is why it is the present. I really like that you started your speech by asking the audience a question. When you wake up every day, would you wake up every day thinking it's a good day? Which has a very good engagement of audience. And you relate your personal story in explaining every section of every part of the phrase. So everyone understands and everyone is following your speech throughout. You included purposeful hand movement in your speech. You were really calm, you were really relaxed and really comfortable when you're speaking. Your voice were really loud and really clear, and you gave us a take-home message in concluding your speech. It was a really, really good speech. However, I will fail my job if I don't give you an area of improvement. I think that you look a little serious just now. Perhaps you would like to add some facial expression to your speech to further enhance your speech and work a little on your vocal variety. Our last speaker, is she a guest? Guest Yime? She got the topic A Sweet Escape. I really like that she gave a very radiant smile throughout her speech, which is really, really infectious. I was smiling with you throughout your speech. I have no idea why. You initially sounded a little nervous. You don't really know what you are going to tell us, but you tried starting your speech by explaining your view on the phrase that you got to help you in thinking and getting your flow of your speech. You did give us a take-home message as well, which is really good. To challenge yourself, perhaps you would like to add on some purposeful movement in your speech and add in more variety of tone and more variety of facial expression to further enhance your speech. All in all, congratulations to all the table topic speakers who took the courage to come up stage to give us your speech impromptu. So that's all from me. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster Stephen.
Welcome. I think I must congratulate you because I think your listening skills was perfect. And it's very, very difficult to evaluate so many people over a short period of time. I think we can give her a round of applause. Very well done. Very good. Next, we will call upon the grammarian to give the report. Toastmaster Nafsha.
Hello, everyone. So today I'm a very happy grammarian. We have a grammarian king and a grammarian queen today who have repeated the word of the day exuberant 3 times. We have Toastmaster Sivakumaran who repeated it 3 times. And we have Toastmaster Saumya, again Saumya Iyer, who repeated it 3 times again. And besides that, we also have many people who who use the word of the day. We have distinguished Toastmaster Dr. Som who used it, and then we have Toastmaster Lukesh who used it, and distinguished Toastmaster Ratipriya used it once as well, and Toastmaster Charles Tina, Toastmaster Dia, and Toastmaster Nicole used the word of the day twice. So I'm a very exuberant grammarian today. As for the good uses of grammar, we had, so some uses were some new words that we could utilize in our speech would be a diligent worker when you are saying about someone who shows care for one's work, and elusive, meaning that difficult to find or catch, and an affluent upbringing, meaning having a great deal of money and wealth. And words that we could use during our evaluation would be, new words that we could use would be like enunciate, which was used today. And we could replace, instead of so devastated, like how one of our Toastmasters mentioned today, we could use the word utterly devastated or immensely devastated. And another word that we learned today was living in a hamster wheel, to utilize when we are trying to mean something that is continuous and repetitive. And we could also use in conjunction instead of together. All these are good uses of grammar that we learned today during our meeting. So before I go on to good phrases and quotes, I'd like to speak about the areas of improvement. So instead of using the sentence, making our organization forward, it would be grammatically more accurate to say bringing our organization forward. Instead of saying everything became almost online, it would be right to say everything was online. And instead of she got kind of upset, it would be accurate to say she got upset or she got a little upset. Experience on organizing it should be changed to experience organizing it. And instead of using the word littlest of things, the right superlative to use for little would be the least of things. So for good phrases and quotes that I'd like to end the meeting, end my my role today with good phrases and quotes that we had during the meeting. Some of them, vulnerability is closely tied to humility. Leadership is a choice and not a rank. It's always your choices that define you. And I'd like to end the meeting, end my role play session with, again, Albus Dumbledore's beautiful quote, which says, happiness can be found even in the darkest of times, if only one remembers to turn on the light. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. You had a lot of exuberance in doing it. Fantastic. I'm using the word after you have reported. Doesn't matter. We'd like to call upon the timer now to give her report. Toastmaster Susila.
Yeah. Okay. I'm so getting confused. Which is the one I'm supposed to start? Hold on. Okay.
No worries. No pressure.
Okay. Table topic evaluator Natalie Lam. She used 6.45 seconds. SE Dia Channi 3.06 seconds. SE Nicole Tay 2.24 seconds. SE Charles Tena 2.28 seconds. SE Radhipriya 3.18 seconds. Grammarian 3.45 seconds. TTE. Okay, that's all. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you for your report. We'll go to the final, most important now, to see whether in PD Toastmasters Club you earn money, but here you don't earn money. Okay, doesn't matter. We call upon the R counter, Toastmaster Melissa, to give a report.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Let's start with the president. The president had none, but as the table topic speaker, the president had 2 N's, 2 So's, 1 with a total of 5. Toastmaster of the evening, Prof. Som, had 1 N, 1 R, 1 1 1 repeated word, total of 5. Speaker number 1, Toastmaster Siva Kumaran, had 2 R's, 2 repeated word with a total of 4. Speaker number 2, Lokesh, Toastmaster Lokesh, had 3 N's, 2 likes, 2 So's, 2 repeated word with a total of 9. Speaker number 3, Toastmaster Darshan, had 1 N, 13 So's, 5 R's, 1 3 E's, and 1 repeated word with a total of 24. Speaker number 4, Harshini, had 1 N, 4 2 E's with a total of 7. Table topic speaker number 1, Ilya, had 1 N, 1 So with a total of 2. Table topic speaker number 2, Nashwa, had 1 So, 3 repeated word with a total of 4. And as the grammarian, Nashwa had 2 N's, 2 So's, 4 8 and 2 repeated word with a total of 18. Table topic speaker number 6, Yeme, had 1 N, 4 1 with a total of 6. Okay, let me just stop there for a while. Evaluator number 1, Dia, had 1 Evaluator number 2, Nikote, had 1 and 1 repeated word with a total of 2. Evaluator number 3, Charles, Toastmaster Charles, had 1 but, 1 3 repeated words with a total of 6. Evaluator number 4, Toastmaster Rati had one N, 5 so's with a total of 6. Timer Susila Nair had 1 1 with a total of 2. Table topic evaluator Natalie Lam had 3 N's, 3 3 and 1 repeated word with a total of 10. Toast table topic master had 4 N's, 2 so, 3 4 with a total of 13. And our general evaluator and also our table topic speaker number 4, Toastmaster Stephen, had none. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I borrow you to PD Toastmasters Club once in a while? I think you can make a lot of money for us. Thank you. So now I've got all the role players to give their report. I'll just give a short report in terms of what I observe in your meetings before I hand over the meeting to the Toastmaster of the evening. You started at 8:01, even though your SAA was not here. Dr. Som, the Toastmaster of the evening, took on the role and he gave the ground rules. Very well done. The president came on board and she spoke on the theme of the day in terms of friendship. This is a good thing that you did, President, because you congratulated people and they start with that good energy when you first start. It's fantastic. That's very good of you to do that. And after that, Toastmaster Dr. Som took over the floor as the Toastmaster of the day. He had a quote and beautiful words that he used in terms of quotes to start off the meeting. In our meetings, what we do, even though we don't have any guests in our meeting, we actually give the flow of the history, but we do on a shorter version if we don't have any guests. And I was not aware, I apologize, I was not aware that the general evaluator will introduce the persons, which we don't. The Toastmaster evening does that. So other than that, the meeting was beautiful. It flowed very well. Everybody was very professionally conducting the meeting. Congratulations to the club. And it's very good to see 2 clubs come together and you can blend in so well. Congratulations to you all. And with that, that's the end of my report. I would now hand it back to the Toastmaster of the evening, DTM Dr. Som. Over to you.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Stephen Francis. Thank you for the encouraging words. Yes, it's 2 clubs blending as if like we have been doing meetings forever. And it didn't feel like, it's a different club, like we interacted with each other in such a friendly manner and such a loving manner. And that's what I'm saying. The happiness was made by choice and it didn't happen. Everyone put an effort to this, to have a happy and exuberant meeting. Thank you, everybody. With that, let me invite, now this time I'm going to be very clear and careful, to the president of Balsans Edutainment, Soumya Iyer. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Song. And I'm so glad that I'm actually doing this after the R counter because I think, our R counter was wow, right? she was able to capture all the R's and the M's and the R's. So I'm glad I'm coming after that. So before I conclude this, I'd like to ask, is this your first time, Yime? Are you a guest with us?
Yeah, it's my first time.
Okay, great. Now, Yime, would you have a word or two for us? How did you find the meeting? And yeah.
I think it's great. I mean, I think I have learned a lot. I didn't expect a Toastmaster meeting to be like this. Like you literally can learn a lot through these 2 hours, like everybody exchanging ideas and sharing experiences and speeches. Yeah.
I hope you will join us and be a part of this club, this Toastmasters. There's so much to learn, so much camaraderie that we can build in. It was really wonderful to have you with us, Yime. Can I ask where you're from?
Klang.
Klang, okay.
Yeah.
And are you a student or working or?
No, I'm working now.
Okay, great. Yeah, it'd be great to, if you could just leave your contact with us, then we'll be also in touch. Maybe at the,
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
that'd be great.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, Jimmy. And thank you so much, everyone. Stephen, as our general evaluator, it was really good to have you with us. And to all, I'm grateful to have had this joint meeting. And like Dr. Som put it, I think we gelled wonderfully together. It was taking the strength of both clubs and coming together seamlessly. That was beautiful. I felt exuberant. And one thing I want to say was, Dr. Som, as our Toastmaster of the evening, you would have come up with a theme. And I think the theme really set the tone for our meeting today. You know, happiness by choice, not by chance. And to complement it, our grammarian, the word of the day, right? Exuberance. I think that really uplifted the energy of this meeting. And everyone here, even before the meeting, there was so much, what you call it, teamwork, you know, supporting each other, right? That was really, you know, through WhatsApp, great to see. I'd like to especially thank from our Balsans, Susila, who played a pivotal role in getting this meeting going from the preparation point of view. And I'm so glad to have met Dia and the entire team here. And I hope moving forward, we will have more opportunities to have joint meetings, to maybe collaborate in different ways, make happiness something that we move forward with together. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you everyone for joining this meeting. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening, Dr.
Thank you very much, President of Balsans Edutainment. And that was the closing of the meeting. So we will be stopping the first, let me stop the recording.